Thank you everybody for stopping in on the live broadcast for tonight. iRacing, I still cross and crash there. XTreme Figure 8 B&A Pool and Spa Racing Series practice is underway. Currently, we got about 11
My
more minutes to
bad.
go. You got that timer in the top left, that should tell you. Right after practice, we're going to hop right on into qualifying. That's going to be 10 minutes or 4 laps. Then we'll have a quick 10-lap heat race to decide your starting spot in the feature, and then we're going to hop right on in for 150 laps. So, go ahead and use this time and refresh yourself, get something to drink, go to the bathroom. Because once things get going after qualifying, stuff's gonna happen pretty quick. So I'll be back myself, but that timer top left is going to be the countdown until practice over, and then qualifying racing is scheduled to begin roughly around 8 o'clock. So if you want to just come on back later, you'll miss the boring stuff you can, but up to you.
Sorry, my bad. Sorry, my bad.
Hey, Breen, is there any better way to make the setup not as tight as a virgin pussy?
Honestly, the setup is like the worst ever.
What did you say, Cody?
I said the setup is like the worst ever.
It's pushing like a dump truck full of boulders, bud.
Yeah, through turn 1 and 2 is horrible, but 3 and 4 is good.
I'll share you guys my setup.
Where'd you share it to?
Am I the only one that can't see out of these things?
Impossible.
So we're gonna hop right on into qualifying here. A lot of drivers are all within a half second of each other, so that is quite the shock there. Normally, these drivers are pretty spread out, especially when you got Garrett Fox and James Fox involved. Last week, Garrett
How in
Fox
the hell are
really.
you running this 19.6?
So, let me make sure I got this. Yep, mute. Yep, next channel. You're new to the league, so I'll let you know now. Garrett Fox is unhuman in the times he turns. Like, he, yeah. I don't know what he's doing. He's probably soaking tires or something, but
He's turning half laps.
um, yeah, I mean, I don't think he is though, cause you see he does the same times in practice are pretty close. If it was like,
Well, I did a 19-second lap in practice, and it was because I did an accidental half lap. So I'm more than willing to bet.
so I'm not too happy that with Garrett Fox's time. I mean, in practice, y'all were like what running 20s. I didn't quite catch the time. It was like low 20s, weren't you guys? I mean, if he was like a full second faster than you guys, then it's kind of iffy. But especially it's qualifying, I can't really see what he's doing. I can't really punish him unless he went out there and did a 10-second lap. But I mean, if it was somebody random, I might kind of think it's fishy, but I can't prove it, so I can't do anything. But yeah. However, during the race, though, that is punishable. Good golly.
But he is a second faster than the whole field, Brayton. That's the thing here.
And he's always a second. Like last week, he was. I mean, he races with us every week. He's always 2, 3 times faster than the next guy, though. I mean, if it was somebody's random coming out here and just setting a well of a lap, I might look into it. But I mean, I can't prove it since it's qualifying. Now, if it goes out and does a half lap in the middle of the race, I'm gonna black flag him. I'm gonna ask him to pull over for a side of the lap. But if it's not blatantly obvious, I don't. It's not fair to him. It's not fair if one of you guys practiced all week and went out here and did a well of a lap. So some people not too happy.
You watch and see. He'll run the 19s in the race too. No, it's just I just do half laps. That's it. Earlier when I ran like 15 laps, I was running super low 20s, but I felt like at the beginning of the run I just can't run it that low. Obviously not a 19.6, but.
And here's something else also is race race pace and qualifying pace are gonna be really different. I mean, if you look at the average between the qualifying and racing, I mean, it's upwards of a second half slower because we're always dealing with traffic in the crossover. As Tori Styles always says, the crossover gives and the crossover take up, and it's a great equalizer. So that's especially the same for iRacing. So we got almost everybody's clocked in, I'd say.
I honestly never raced figure eights, so I have no clue how I pulled off a 4 in qualifying.
So Garrett Fox at the top of the leaderboard, I'm sure as you've heard people kind of complaining by now, with a 19.628, 2.5 temps faster than second fastest Josh Loxton. They're going to have Cody Moran in third quick time with a 20.2, just about 6 temps behind Fox. And they're going to have Cody Comedy from Cali in his big great debut with the series. He's going to actually pull up a fourth quick with a 20.295. Brandon and Austin met their winner of last week. each race in the Legends. And we're going to bring in 5th at 20.319. Then we're going to have James Fox second. That's Garrett Fox's dad behind him in 6th quick with a 23.56. Then Britton Mann, his first start is 24.01. Jacob Brown, his first start also going to be 8th fastest with a 20.433. Then we're going to get with, and those top 8 drivers all within 1 second of each other. Falling out that 1 second bracket, it's going to be the 9th fastest Scott Trantham with a 20.8. Garrett Britton, who is actually, despite he's not always the fastest guy on track, but he always shows up and always finishes well. He's a survivor. He's currently sitting 8th in points, so he's going to be clocking at 10th quick, almost second half behind Garrett with a 21.1 for that. And then they're going to have Dakota Brew, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that, coming in 11th fastest with a 1.6 seconds off of Garrett's time with a 21.2. As I said earlier, race pace and qualifying is very different, especially Garrett Fox. We've only seen him win 1 race. So
can we advance the session, Brayton?
No, I try not to, because once you get in the heat races, stuff's gonna go quick, and you don't really get a chance to use the bathroom or grab a drink. So I let people use this time to get a drink or go to the bathroom real quick. Because right after heat races is gonna be the feature. So unless we have 2 heat races, which we might, I think we're gonna have 2 heat races. So.
This track is super weird. I don't know why they based it off this one and just like make it a bank track or something. Or like speed drum itself, I don't know.
Speed drum's too niche, they won't sell it.
So Garrett Fox coming into this with being a point leader with a 9.
I've never raced figure 8 at speed drum, but I've raced it at Anderson and it's fast as shit.
Anderson's a whole different beast. They could probably sell Anderson Speedway if they made it, just due to Little 500 and Redbud alone.
See, that's the thing with iRacing too, is they try to stick with the NASCAR home tracks, or I forget what it's called, but it's like where the Whelen Modified and stuff go. And I think in like the K&N series and stuff, and ARCA, and I think they try to stick to those tracks. So like figure 8, as it's such a tiny group, it has such a tiny following. I doubt they'd ever scan to the speed drum just for figure 8. But like this track, they scanned it for I'm sure the big old one, like, and we'll throw the figure 8 in there just as a week 13 kind of demo derby type of race to put on. So got a minute and a half or so.
I really hope they put in Anderson at some point, because that would be a whole hell of a lot of fun.
Excuse, if you got kids around, probably not the best stream to watch, as I can't really control what these drivers say. But I'll try my best. But got about a minute and a half left here in qualifying. We're gonna hop right into heat races. So.
I don't think they try and stick to any one group of track. I just think they try and stick to tracks that they know they can sell and have running in multiple official series.
Dude, so many NASCAR drivers have went to Anderson. That track's so fast. So fast.
Yeah, I got Borders in Anderson because Speed 51 complained about me videoing, so I'm not allowed to go there anymore.
So qualifying gonna come to.
Where all are you guys from?
So Garrett Fox and Josh Oxen going to start on the front row for this heat race, I do believe.
Most of them started are from Indiana. So most of the drivers have raced in speed run and stuff.
Yeah, I'm from Anderson.
Yeah, I did live in Indiana for the past 21 years, but I just moved to North Carolina last weekend.
Alright, so we're gonna have a quick drivers meeting here. We got a minute and a half or so before we get going. iRacing is very buggy on the figure 8 starting grid. You might receive damage because it's stupid that the car spits out and it will hit for some odd reason. If you get damage, I apologize. You will be able to go into the pits, and if you end up going a lap down, hitting from the damage only at the start of the race. Like, for example, they got that car that's flew and hit the blue and yellow car. If it's damaged that bad and you have to pit only from damage when you're at the grid here, then you can do half that. Make sure you don't take anybody out when doing a half that, but get that back. That's only if you get damage while on the grid. Any other times you can't do half laps.
But their cars are like lagging backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. I can see it.
Yeah, it's iRacing's stupid like that. It's if you gotta pit, you have unlimited fast pressure. If you have to pit, go ahead and pit real quick, and you can just do a half lap and get that back. But only if you get damage while on the grid. So.
Because I'm not moving on my screen to see behind me.
The iRacing refuses to fix that for some odd reason. But quick drivers meeting, guys, keep it clean. 10 laps. Everybody's going to the main event. They're finished in the heat race will depend on where you start in the feature. So if you win the heat race, you're going to start on the pole for the feature. That's how it works. And limited fast repairs, guys, keep it clean. I will not be afraid to kick if I have to. If you accidentally do a half lap, I ask that you pull to the side and let everybody by and get their lap back, and they can pull on the track safely. Once you're where you are supposed to be. If you don't pull to the side, then I will deduct you of that. So, if you have a black flag, go ahead and let me know over voice, preferably. If you don't have a mic, say it over text and ask somebody to bring it up, and I will clear it for you. So. Garrett Fox, and we got, some cars are already spun there. Not quite sure what's going on there. We got Garrett Fox, we got number 13 of Josh Loxton there on the front row. Joe Street is going to be a scratch, but we got 10-11 cars here ready to duke it out. It's 10 heat race. Wherever they finish in this heat race will depend on where they start in the main event. So it's not just a heat race; it's also depends on where you're going to start. Garrett Fox green flag. Coming out of turn 4, take the green there. Is it 85? We got a car stalled in turn 1. No cautions here, so you don't have to worry about that. Look, here comes number 4, Cody Community. It is a rookie debut. Going to give the bumper to Loxton. Not shy to put the bumper to him as he tries to make it up to second there. They're 3-4 wide there behind them, coming up in turn 4. There goes, ooh, that Cody Moron there, getting a little too feisty there with, I believe that's Brandon Metler. He's falling back. So we got some crossover action already. We have the 52 of Dakota Brew there coming up. Crossover as we got the battle here it's a battle for 4th on your screen. We got the number 4 of Cody Community. Actually, battle for 3rd. We got Community. We got James Fox. We got the number 12 of Jacob Brown sitting there as red and yellow. Number 12 Machine in contact a little bit there. Going off from here the technical difficulties there with Cody Community. He's going to lose 3rd as they cross the start finish line, but don't get it back in turn 1. Bumper from James Fox again. Cody's going to save it. Bumper from Brown. So Garrett Fox has amassed a 1.5, 2 second lead over Josh Loxton. So everybody's getting their pennies in out here for third place. Crossover again. Gonna be Metler now this time, giving it up. Letting everyone on by. So far, so good all around. Metler's coming up to get laps. Going to need laps. See if he can try to hang on back to that battle there for third. As bumper to, from Brown, I'm assuming to Garrett or to James Fox there. He's gonna go around. Dakota Bro.
Brayton, can you clear my black? Never mind.
Somebody's making an emergency pit stop. As we got 2 laps to go left in this one. As Josh Roxton is somehow your leader. Not quite sure what happened there. Popping to Garrett. Garrett went in the pits. He wasn't one to make an emergency pit stop. So Roxton's going to be their leader. There seems some crossover contact. Garrett had this thing had about 2.5 second lead. As he's coming to take the 1 to go. He's got to get around number 11. And Garrett Britton is smoking. Call this man Snoop Dogg. He's got a blown motor and still trying to put down some laps to try and finish. He's currently running 9th. 1 lap down. However, keep it running in one piece. Garrett Britton should end up finishing 8th or 7th, so you're gonna have Josh Oxen gonna take heat race number 1 and make it through successfully. He does for that battle for 2nd now. It's gonna be Jacob Brown and Cody Comedy. Photo finish gonna be Cody Comedy coming across 2nd.
I didn't mean to get into you.
On 3rd, James Fox.
I just didn't think you'd spin around that easy. You know what I mean? I ain't used to these cars. I apologize.
4th, not quite sure what happened there, but he's gonna fall back to 5th. Cody Mulryan. Oh, Dakota Brugg got into James Fox, hitting him around. James Fox there had 4th, secured pretty good. Mulryan came around to take it. Brendan Metler 6th, Scott Trantham 7th, Garrett Britton 8th, Dakota Brule 9th, and Garrett Fox 10th. So, Garrett Fox, their points are going to start in the back of this main event. So, alright guys, feature time, go ahead and keep it clean. That was pretty good. We didn't have too many crossover accidents, but just remember, you won. It's okay losing 5-10 seconds in a crossover, stopping, because if you go, you might have to, you might lose 3 to 4 minutes in the pit. So just think about that. It's a give or take situation, guys. If you think you got a hole, go for it. Everybody else will try to dodge you, but if you see a line of cars and you don't have a good view, there's no need to take out half the field.
Lap cars, no reason to shoot tiny gaps that are barely there.
Once again, guys, if you guys have any black flags, let me know. I'll try to clear it. I won't be reading text chat though, so you'll have to let somebody know, and they might be able to speak up. But yeah, 150 long laps, guys. Try to keep it clean. Anybody intentionally taking anybody out, I will be black flagging and kicking out of the event. If you do a half lap, I'll ask either accidentally in the crossover get hit. I ask that you pull to the side. I'll try to let you guys know. If you don't, I will black flag you on that. So. Have fun, guys, and keep it safe, and keep it clean. So we got Loxton, and we got the rookie in his figure 8 debut, Cody Comedy out of Cowie. On the front row there, we got 10 cars ready to go. Garrett Fox scrubbing his tires in the back, getting ready to try and make a journey to the front. We are on, and we have a snail's.
Seriously.
We got snail's pace. Loxton trying to play mind games. He's going to get the double
green
a
flag.
century over Comedy. Jacob Brown 3rd. Comedy going to go around into James Fox. Comedy trouble already. He's going to fall back, way back. They're 2-3 wide here. So Loxton continues to lead. Going to lead lap 1, lap 2. iRacing still bugging his figure 8 starts. Sometimes to count 2 laps first lap. And Comedy giving the bump to James Fox. That's going to spin James Fox right around in front of the entire field, but he's going to correct it with help from Comedy. So, everybody's getting a little bumper happy. Scott Trank coming to James Fox. James Fox is kind of everyone's play toys. Everyone's kind of bumping and banging as they please. Loxton coming through is going to have to start dealing with crossover traffic here in a lap or two. Cody Comedy is going to take it to the pits after getting spun around. I'm not quite sure what happened to him. So far, so good for Loxton. Riding it on board here now with Garrett Fox here battling with Scott Trenton for 5th. Brandon Mettler's up to 4th. There's there's James Fox. Right behind him, Garrett Fox moved up from 10th all the way to 7th in about 6 laps, so he is a coming. Versus Josh Loxton, he better start looking at his rearview mirror. Not too much though. He's got some crossover traffic already to deal with. Go to our crossover cam. Trouble right there. James Fox actually gonna get into the sun. He's gonna get to Loxton. He's gonna get to Dakota Burrow. Trouble for everybody and their mother here. So that's gonna put Loxton in the pits for a quick repair. That's going to let Jacob Brown into the lead after a series of unfortunate events here for everybody. So we're 8 laps into this one. Garrett Fox also taking a trip to the pits or point seater. He's coming right back on out. Going to be 1 lap down though. Same with Loxton. So his iRacing XTreme Figure 8 BNF Points Ball Racing Series debut, Jacob Brown is on point. Trying to get the win tonight. He's got 140 laps to go though, so don't count anything as settled. He's especially has some crossover traffic there to kind of start dealing with. The single car of, I believe that's James Fox. Not quite sure who that is. I'm gonna say it looks like it. And trouble there for Joe. Look out! Everybody's playing double foot. Everybody's two-footing it. Gas, brake, Loxton again going into the pit with another blown motor. These drivers have a limited quick repairs to these cars being really finicky. Garrett Fox and his dad there about had to eat at a different table tonight. I'm going to clear this guy's black flags back to number 85 for some reason. Garrett Fox, I don't know why he's number 85. Normally he's sporting his number 1. I guess it could be 85 because it's 58 backwards. Good point. As he said, normally sports 58. And Garrett normally he's sporting 58. So Garrett now are still in the 8th after having to hit. After his dad took him out for about the 19th time this season. His dad, I believe, has taken him out more times out. He's taken him out more than anybody. However, he's working with the field trying to take 7th from Dakota Burrow. Their leader is still going to be the number 12 of Jacob Brown. So, actually, there's Garrett Fox right behind. So Garrett Fox might be able to make his way back up onto the lead lap. Fox attempt faster that last time by than Jacob Brown. Actually, the fastest car on the track currently. So about 9 cars left in the race. Cody Comedy has bailed on us after having such a good debut in his heat race. Starting 2nd is unfortunate series of events for him. So as Garrett Britton is currently 8th in points there. He's a survivor. He's still on the lead lap, currently sitting in 6th. Garrett Fox is going to get his lap back around Jacob Brown. I'll put him on the lead lap. 16 seconds in. The bumper from Brown. And he's actually going to try to put Garrett Britton a lap down too. That's going to help out Garrett Fox. He's going to be able to pull away now, not have to worry about the bumper. Brown's bumper there. That's not so bad. We'll roll with it. Our crossover cameras. We got trouble over there in turn 4. Not quite sure. I believe that's James Fox or Brandon Mettler. Yes, that was Brandon Mettler. Currently running 3rd. So having a pretty good show. He ended up winning here the last week in the Legends. We got a lot.
so loose right there.
So we got a lot of crossover traffic here happening. We got Meadow. There's James Fox. Here's Loxton. Here's Garrett Fox. There's Jacob Brown. Their leader somehow making it through all that. Let's see what happens here again. Everybody's making it through as clean as my bathroom floors after my mom knows me to clean them. I'm just kidding. She doesn't, you know, I mean. But there goes Brandon Mettler. Austin Mettler spinning out turn 4. Look out! Ooh, crossover traffic there, or trouble almost for Brandon Mettler. Apologies. Ooh, that, ooh, I thought he was a goner about to take out, I believe that was Garrett Britton there. As he's slowing up for the crossover. Number 9, Cody Mulrine, currently in second. Succumbing to a random brake check from Garrett Britton. Not quite sure what he was doing there. But Cody Mulrine, also I believe in his debut, currently having a good run. But
Thank you for letting me buy 32.
Back in 6-7 seconds back. Got 52 Dakota Bro. James Fox right into Josh Loxton. Loxton going around. He's going to try to recover, and he's going to keep on rolling. Might be going to the pit. No, he's going to stay on track. So it's a quick spin around from him. He's currently 3 laps down after starting on the pole after having 2 straight in the number 9 of Cody Mulrine. Mulrine's going to try to keep on rolling. He's not going to be able to. Loxton's also dead in the water. The Cody Mulrine having such a good run. They're running second, going to succumb to the front bumper of Loxton. Loxton having a good night, so. That's actually going to let the points leader, Garrett Fox, into second. 20 seconds behind Jacob Brown. So James Fox is third, coming out of pits. Not quite sure where he'll end up. He'll end up in 5th. That's going to put Brandon Mettler back in the 3rd. However, he's 1 lap down. Same with the number 22 is Scott Trentham. So Jacob Brown continues to lead in his debut. These modifieds, every time we have raced them, we have had a rookie winner, I believe, 3 out of the 4 times now. So somebody in the first night in the debut. We had Thomas O'Leary, the 4th, winning his debut, and then we also had Shane Williamson winning his debut the 2nd time we ran through the modifieds. So Jacob Brown continues to lead. Leader is on point. Good debut. Time-wise, Garrett Fox is 3 to 4 times faster than Jacob Brown, but it seems he might have some traffic. He might have to start dealing with here in a couple of laps. Through the crossovers, got Lobby, that's Loxton. Doesn't get closer than that, especially on the internet. So this ain't gonna end up pretty. Who's gonna give? Who's gonna take? Cockpit view from Loxton. He's also dealing with the number 22 Scott Trentham, so he's not too worried about the crossover and what's coming at him. So Garrett Fox here now. Actually going to get hit. It looks like he got hit by Loxton there, and Loxton's going to keep on rolling. That's one. I get that cockpit view of Loxton. It's nowhere to go for either one. So Loxton actually keep on rolling. Garrett Fox, not so much. I'm going to try to dive on into the pit. Still on point. It's going to be Jacob Brown, as he has now lapped the entire field. As Garrett Fox makes his way into the pit. So Scott Trentham is going to move up to second there. And it's number 22 debut. 32 is that 32? That's 22. That is a 32, isn't it? And then also James Fox the second, currently sitting third in points. I do believe I'm checking this. Third in points. He is currently sitting third right now, one lap down.
So are we the only two not admins in this server, Brayton?
It's I did our regulars who I made all of our regulars admins. But I mean, if you guys want me to clear their backs, I can. But if you guys want to be admins, just if you guys want to be able to control it yourself, you can too. It's up to you. Trouble for Jacob Brown, and that's gonna be second place. Scott Trentham hitting him. Jacob Brown's gonna be able to come on around and try to make his way into the pits with a blown motor. He's got that one lap advantage over the field. James Fox narrowly missing him, so he's gonna be able to use that one lap advantage. This is gonna move a lot of cars up. However, the only one still one lap down is gonna be number 15 of Brandon Metler and James Fox second. So it's a matter of how fast can these guys do their pit stops. I'll go ahead and make him an admin and everyone gets an admin. So Steeler leader coming out of pit. It's gonna be Jacob Brown using that one lap advantage he had on the field. But still, actually James Fox second has managed to move up onto the lead lap. But however, if we go ahead and look on right behind him, see that red car coming up on him. That is the leader of Jacob Brown coming up to lap him. We also got Brandon Metler, who is about half a track apart from these two. He's still one lap down, but he's made up to the ground, getting back on the lead lap. Garrett Fox, he's currently sitting in fifth. He went from 3 laps on and 2 laps down. And Scott Trentham, who was 1 lap down, fell down to 2 laps down. However, he's still running fourth. Let's look at Jacob Brown split that gap. Jacob Brown trying to close in. He's kind of able to do so, but Cody Mulrine came in late trying to shoot behind and ended up getting spun by Brown into Brown. Look at that. We got sitting there on the sideline. That's going to be Josh Loxton again. Jacob Brown continues to lead as we are almost a third of the way through this event. Who's led a majority of this race. He's gonna blow a motor. Not quite sure what happened, but trouble for the leader. Don't know if he had it geared wrong, downshifted too early or what. But he's gonna try to roll to the pits, and he's not gonna be able to make it. He's gonna have to take a 1-2 minute tow. He's gonna get pushed by Cody Mulrine. Look at this. Through the crossover, they're nearly gonna make it. Garrett Fox having to lock up the brakes and spin to avoid it. Jacob Brown's gonna get a push from Cody Mulrine into the pits, into his pit stall, trying to stay on in the lead. It's not gonna happen. James Fox is gonna make it around him, but still trying to stay on the lead lap. Jacob Brown gonna try to make it. He does make it into his pit. Don't know if he had it geared wrong or just downshifted too early, but he was able to make it in. He's gonna make it on out in second, I do believe. Yes, sir. About 15 seconds behind James Fox is second, so 58 of James Fox second now on point. He's got Brandon Metler right behind him, trying to get back onto the lap. With the help of Cody Mulrine, who's running 9th. Actually, it's funny, we got Josh Loxton, we got Garrett Britton in the number 11 right here, and then we have Cody Mormon in the 9 machine. All three of these cars right here are all 10 laps down, so this is actually the battle for 7th on your screen. Oh, trouble, big trouble in the crossover. Not quite sure who that was. But we actually have a 3-way battle there for 7th, all 10 laps down. And trouble, I believe that's trouble for James Fox. James Fox, your leader in the crossover. Scott Trentham knew he was getting there kind of close, but they both checked up, nowhere to go. That's going to... Oh, trouble! So, James Fox second, coming out pits, narrowly missed, or actually narrowly got into Josh Loxton there. So, ooh, Dakota Burrow going for a spin right in front of James Fox. And that's going to put the leader once again to Jacob Brown. However, Garrett Fox, or James Fox in second, still in second, about 4 or 5 seconds behind. They're going to have Garrett Fox in third. Garrett Fox in third, 12 seconds back, and Brandon Mether running fourth is also on the lead lap, about 18 seconds back. And running fifth, 5 laps down, or 4 laps down, Scott Trentham, and then 6, also 4 laps down, is Dakota Burrow. So, Jacob Brown, you know, hasn't made too many mistakes, but Jacob Brown here, your leader, as you got Josh Locke trying to get one of his 9 laps back. Going to do it, Brown's going to let him on by. Locke's not somebody you're going to play around with because he isn't that scared to put the bumper on him. Garrett Fox almost a second quicker than Jacob Brown and James Fox last time by. Crossover there, cool for Jacob Brown. Close, almost too close for comfort. You got Garrett Fox still sitting here running in third. Same pace as Jacob Brown not last to that. So it's definitely quite a show we have. So we're over a third of the way through now for Jacob Brown. And it's a rookie debut, it's a rookie start. I even fill out the waiver, I don't know, but crossover is going to get real interesting here as you have Garrett Fox slightly, just a hair faster than Jacob Brown, your leader, catching him, but also going to have to start, or it's also going to catch him in the crossover, so it's going to be interesting. Brendan Weathers going to end up going 1 lap down, running the 4th after I believe he spun there. So should see some crossover action between Jacob Brown and Garrett Fox, either this lap or next lap. So, going to be interesting to see how this one plays out for sure. Who's going to give? Who's going to take? Jacob Brown's the leader. He's got 7, 8 second lead over James Fox. He's got room to give, but he's already want to. He's also got lap traffic in front of number 11, Garrett Britton. So, Jacob Brown making a run. Britton, he's got Loxton in front of him though. So, if I was Jacob Brown right now, I'm sure I would be shaking, butthole puckering, so wishing I was somewhere else on the track. There's one thing about Garrett Fox in the crossover, he does not stop. Let's look out, Garrett Britton straight in the Trentham, and look at the rookie Dakota Burrow making it through that one. Whew. So Jacob Brown's butthole is probably unpuckered as he no longer has to deal with Garrett Fox. However, due to him stopping, that allowed Garrett to close the gap there about 4 to 5 seconds almost. It seemed. Probably not that much.
Can I get my black flag cleared, please?
battle for second going on here between father and son. James Fox second, Garrett Fox second here. Both on the lead that, battling out for second. As they're about straight away behind their leader, Jacob Brown. And, I mean, Jacob Brown and James Fox both an identical 20.596 at last time by. So, I mean, it's not like he's got up there by, you know, being lucky. He definitely has had some luck on his side, not too much though, but a little bit lucky than others tonight. But he's also got speed with him, going with him for sure. So. Jacob Brown stopping and crossover once more. So we're going to have a three-way battle here for the lead. And the Garrett Fox and the James, they're both going to kind of save it. Going to correct it. Not quite sure what happened there. Scott Trenton's going to get a little bit involved in the mix. Cody Moore they're going for a quick spin around behind Jacob. Scott Trenton getting to the side of Garrett. Trenton getting a little loose there right above Fox. Someone's coming down on top of him. That was a little scary to watch. Fox, look on that side of Fox now, side by side. Two Foxes. You got Cody Moore spinning right in front of them. Garrett Fox straight in the hem. That might cause some steering damage here for Garrett Fox's machine. So far, looking all right. We'll see how it does in the left-hander up here. Jacob Brown still their leader. Almost getting plowed. I'm plowing into the box from there. As Garrett Fox is going to have to make a pit stop, so he might be able to stay on the lead. That would receiver. Trouble for their leader and Cody Mulrine. You also got Dakota Verro in there. So it's going to allow James Fox to close up that gap even more. Good news for Garrett Fox. First Garrett Fox, that he's coming out on track. So he should still be on the lead. That maybe it depends how this plays out. Ooh, it's going to be close. Garrett almost taking his dad out there. So that would have been pretty. I believe Garrett is on the lead that, however. And Jacob Brown going to have to come into the pits. Times are about a second slower than what he's been turning. So that's going to put James Fox second into the lead. And they're going to have Garrett Fox going to move up into second, maybe. If Jacob Brown can get out in time. It's going to be close. Battle for second there. Jacob Brown's going to not push it coming out of the pits. Now Fox take the second place right from him. So we're going to have a battle for second here. Also a battle in the crossover with their leader, James Fox is second, as he's not going to start splitting these two. Depends on how these lap times start turning out. We're 68 of 150 in, looking at about another 30 minutes to go, so it's definitely a race of endurance. Something happened to Jacob Brown. No, he's still there. It's kind of slow off the piggies. Trouble! Jacob Brown straight into James Fox. So that's going to make Garrett Fox start on the tail of their leader, I do believe, as their top two runners, contenders there of the entire race. We have to take each other out. Garrett Fox now going to finally lead some laps, makes up close all race finally, but not going to lead it for long. Trouble with Cody Mulrine. Going to put Garrett Fox around turn one. Garrett Fox will keep on rolling. However, this might allow Jacob and Garrett or James to stay on the lead lap. It's going to be close. Let's see how they are on the lead lap, side by side for second, but they have Garrett Fox right there behind them. They also got the 11 of Garrett Britton there, 14 laps down, running 7th. Start passing there. See how they're going to be able to pass him. Garrett Britton normally stays up everyone's way, but they're 2 wide, 3 wide coming off in turn 4. James Fox is the second, going to get the worst of it. Ran off him out there chalking up on the brakes, trying to avoid hitting Garrett. Jacob Brown gets around Garrett Britton all right. Garrett Fox and James Fox, father and son, side by side, trying to stay on the lead lap. James Fox is there. Josh Loxton up against the wall for whatever reason. Jacob Brown's now pulling away, catching Garrett Fox as he's being held up by his own dad. He's also got Brandon Ostermettler right behind him. So he's trying to get back one of his 2 laps, trying to make only 1 lap down. We've seen it happen on many races where the leader's been up 1 or 2 laps. And even just a few to go, they get spun or have to take a toe and end up costing them the race. So we're about to get the crossed flags here, signaling that we're halfway through this one. As trouble there, James Fox getting into the sun. Not quite sure if there was a little bumper love there from Garrett, but he's going to the wall too. So these 2 not having a good time. Garrett also getting to each other again. This has allowed Jacob Brown to close that gap to about 15 seconds. It was about 20 or so when he came out of pit, so it's made up about 5 seconds and 5 or so laps. So we got cross flags. Oh, look out right in front of the ears. Garrett Britton and Cody Morine going for a quick dance. Trouble for Garrett Britton, though. He's going to end up going even more laps down. Him and Morine are on the same lap, so they're both 16 laps down, 7th and 8th respectively. The still the leader though is going with Garrett Fox, not for long though, as Josh Loxton, not the Intimidator but the Terminator, due to how many cars he seems to take out a race, going to terminate Garrett Fox out of the lead again this season. If James Fox hasn't hit Garrett Fox most, then it's definitely Loxton. Matt Owen's also up there, that's for sure. You got Jacob Brown now going to be put front and center in the lead again. Led most of the laps this race. So now we're counting down the laps. He's about to cross this one with 73 laps now to go. Got about 7 or 8 cars left running in this one. We've lost Dakota Bro and Cody Comley. Garrett Fox and Jacob Brown. They're getting pretty dicey. Garrett Fox still on the lead lap, about 10 seconds back. Jacob Brown giving up time there to avoid hitting Garrett Fox, as that could be catastrophic to both of them. They're both pretty even that last time. Actually, Garrett Fox was about 7 times faster. 20 flat, Jacob Brown 20.777, so pretty cool times there. What I call perfect numbers. This last time by Garrett Fox, almost a second quicker, so he's closing up that gap. However, he's also got his own dad to deal with again as he's coming up on him. So these 2 have not played nice tonight. Looks like they will not be eating at the same dinner table for the next couple of days. Garrett Fox trying to get around James' dad. Again, thankfully James might let him by this time. Not going to try to get too racy, but he's going to change his mind. Trying to push the issue there a little bit out of coming out of turn 2, but he's going to fall back and set up for 3rd. As they're both about 8-9 seconds behind Jacob Brown. Machine having to hit 2 or 3 times now already. Not as bad as a lot of other drivers. Probably the best tonight so far. But actually Brandon Mettler is doing pretty good himself. He's just not pushing as much in a crossover. He's 1 lap down in 4th. So like I mentioned before, he won last week. So he's definitely one of my top picks. It's fun in the crossover. Trouble. I believe that's James Fox. It is, and Garrett Britton calling for a razzle dazzle there in the crossover, I'm assuming. So that's going to put him in the pit, probably 1 or 2 laps down, maybe even 3. So, Garrett Britton not looking too hot tonight. So, that's going to put Garrett Fox in the second, Brendan Mettler in the third. So, Garrett Fox about 5 seconds behind Brown now. He's a coming. Only 2 or 3 seconds faster Fox is, but still over time that adds up. I think we're now 63 laps to go in this one. Looking at about 20 minutes.
That's not bad, 32.
Garrett Fox in his 85 modified. Current points leader. Still going at it with their points here. Garrett Fox. Huge advantage now over Oscar Thomas. Oscar Thomas almost 3 weeks in a row was a points leader. About 10-15 points about him with Garrett Fox all season long. Has 5-6 wins. Decided up for a race with more points. I don't blame him. Scott Trent from there also having a pretty good run in fifth. However, he's he's 8 laps down, but he's been ready to serve across. Not to tear stuff up. However, James Fox second not say the same for. He's been involved in multiple crossover actions tonight. Some of which haven't been his fault, some of which is iffy. As he now was actually your leader there, I think, for a little bit. He's running the top 3 all night. He's going to come to his crossover troubles again, and he's going to end up 4, 5, 6 laps down even. So, I will not count him out though. So there's only 3 drivers above him. Jacob Brown, Garrett Fox, and Brandon Mettler. Brandon Mettler has been the kings to those 3 so far, I'd say. He's semi-fast. He's not the fastest in the bunch, but he's up there for sure, especially in the upper half of the field. But he's consistent, and that's what is key here, especially on the figure 8. Trouble right in front of the leader. Josh Loxton gonna get plowed into his driver go right by Scott Transom, 32 machine. He'll be able to make it back to the pits, but I'm not quite so sure about Loxton. Loxton actually will keep on rolling. So Jackson will spin my Kennedy issues with his number 13 machine. 97 laps in this one. So these drivers right now again definitely worn out, no cautions or no brakes of any kind really. They're pissed off, so the quick repairs, just a quick hit of fuel. These drivers are pretty good on tires, good on the setup. Are only, about 3-4 seconds. If they don't get any fuel, it could be less than a second, so. Fast compare, for example, Jacob Brown, Josh pit stop was about 0.53 seconds. This guy's quick repairs, fast repair, and he was out of there. So, something else that might be interesting. Trouble again. Who we got? We got Brandon Mettler and Cody Mulryan. Mulryan been in his own heaps of trouble tonight for sure. Brandon Mettler having a pretty good run. He might finish this one. He is with the hood. We're lucky he's right there, right by the entrance. So. Yeah, that's something a lot of these drivers might not thought of is how their car will handle a especially when it gets low on fuel. I'm sure if I was running the same setup and not changing with fuel, that was too much. So a lot of probably started on a maximum fuel, so they could probably make the distance. We are counting down the laps here. Quite interesting for sure. See how hands in the rear grip can go away. Might even see some drivers coming into the pits while they're getting prepared and take some fuel. So Garrett Fox now less than 2 seconds behind Jacob Brown. So Brandon Austin Mettler almost narrowly going across the back bumper of Brown. So this is going to get real feisty real quick. As we're now over the 100 lap point. 47 laps to go in this one. Still Brown on point, but maybe not for long. Here comes Garrett Fox. Garrett Fox, current point leader, only has 1 win in 15 weeks of racing, I do believe. And to win in week 10. So Brandon Austin Mettler. Oh, almost narrowly hit Foster, checked up that second. Garrett Fox had to swing wide there to miss him. So that's going to avoid any crossover competition there between Fox and Mettler. That's up here between 2 and the Fox has closed the gap up to about a second now. Especially as Brian had to check up there for Josh Fox. He's going to go wide in the 3 and 4, and here's the battle for the lead. 45 laps to go. Loxton and crossover to across Brown's front bumper. These two are not going to have to deal with each other, but are going to have to deal with Loxton. These two are both fast. Loxton's also very fast, so see how this one plays out. These two might be able to scrub off enough speed battling it out with each other that they might not have to deal with Loxton. Maybe they do! And Loxton straight into Jacob Brown. That's going to cause Brown to blow a motor. He might be able to still roll into the pits. I think he can drive, but I don't think he can. He's going to be able to drive into the pits, but he just sat there and wasted so much time. He's not quite what for, but he's going to fall into second. That's going to left Garrett Fox into the lead with 42 laps to go. So, Jacob Brown, though, for sure going to take home most laps led in this one. Still might be able to come on out. He's going to come on out. I believe only 1 lap down. He is only going to be 1 lap down. So when anything happens to Garrett Fox, Jacob Brown won't be able to strike. It's going to take a little bit, but I don't think it's enough time for Jacob Brown to outdrive him speed-wise. So it requires some luck in the crossovers. Skillful maneuvering for both drivers. That's going to be who wins this one. Brandon Austin Mettler, they're also still in third, 2 laps down. So Jacob Brown is not turning out some of his fastest laps of the race, it seems. So, trying to catch Garrett Fox. So he might be able to do it. I doubt it though. We are looking at 150. We got 38 to go. So when actually Brown's going to lose a lot of time. I'm not quite sure what happened. We've had to go wide there for Loxton maybe. So this is going to get interesting crossovers too. We'll have to start facing it off. Like some razzle dazzle. So Garrett's probably saying, come on, snake, let's rattle. See what they're made of. Garrett's got room to give Jacob Brown. Not so much! And they're both going to end up giving the first time either one, I think, has given the end of crossover tonight. And I believe there was no real winner on that one. They're both going to have to pick Garrett Fox with the blown motor, Jacob Brown with busted steering or suspension there, as you saw the way the car handled coming into the pit. So, who's this going to help? It's going to help number 15 of Brandon Austin Metler, who's kind of chilling and no one's getting nailed. And it should have helped him. He was rolling. I'm sure he planned out this perfectly. I'm sure he knows what he's doing. He won last week, so yeah. So Garrett Fox will come out pit, same with Jacob Brown. They're about straight away and a half and start separating them, so Garrett Fox might have taken some fuel. Wait, this time he was in the pits for 2 seconds longer than Jacob Brown, so he might have taken some fuel. Actually, not quite sure on how quick the fuel unload is in this. But they're going to have Cody Mulrine and Brandon Austin Metler right in front of their leaders, right in front of the crossover. Going to cause some confusion there. What's up, Brandon? Not quite sure what he's doing there. Hard trying to hit our camera. And there goes Cody Mulrine and James Fox second. Nearly missing our multi-$1,000 camera, crossover camera there. So, whew, thankful for that. Not so thankful is probably James Fox. So, James Fox probably can scratch out of this one as for odds of winning with 31 to go. It's going to take a lot. It's going to be 4 or 5 laps down. So, alright. About 10 minutes, I'd say, left in this one. Might see some sparkle and some sparkling confetti, some pop rocks here in a minute. It's now or never time for a lot of these drivers. Oxen's gonna go ahead and say, see ya later, I'm out here, I got better stuff to do. 15 laps down, there ain't no chance for me winning this one. Just gonna scoot on out at this one. Probably the best. How's Jacob Brown doing? He's kind of playing crissy-crossy with Scott Trenton in the crossover. Shoots and ladders, Monopoly, your favorite board game. He's out here playing it. Number 32, Scotty Boy. Still one lap down.
Thank you.
Runners, so.
Yeah, I get out of it anyways, so I don't like anybody.
Roder's coming off the turn 2 there with Jacob Brown. James Fox, I believe, checked up to let Brown by. And Brown wasn't expecting it and trying to get a good run off of 4. Got into him, so. It didn't work out. Here comes Garrett Fox actually trying to put his dad one more lap down. Let's keep him while he's down, I guess. And also, a couple seconds behind, about 2 seconds behind Jacob Brown, putting him 2 laps down, trying to help secure that dub, as the kids call it nowadays. Get that bread. So they also have number 9 and Cody Mulrine, 26 laps down. He's trying to survive turn from that. Looks like he may be able to pass Loxton left. But for position-wise, I think that's all he's going to be able to get. He got 24 to go in this one. And somebody else drops out here shortly. So everyone else going to have to drop out for more on the pass up now. Somebody's already a couple laps down. So we got about 5, 6, 7 drivers left on track. I think over half of them are just in turn 3 and 4 right now. Garrett Fox is trying to keep his nose clean, going good, and let everybody on by. Doesn't want to get into an accident, have to tow, and end up costing him the lead and or the might have some fuel issues. It's not really getting on too hard, so it might be trying to go slow and steady. He's got 20, coming to 21 laps to go, and almost a 2-lap, had almost a 2-lap advantage there. So, interesting to see for sure what his strategy is. Play it slow or push as hard as he can. They're turning about 22nd laps here, and had an almost 2-lap advantage over Jacob Brown. He's about a second or so off the pace. It's trouble here for everybody kind of in this corner. More on James Fox getting into it. Jacob Brown there. Straightaway lead. Not lead, but advantage over Fox. He's still a lap and a half down, but Brendan Osmond having the time of his life in the infield here, going to pull it right in front. James. Garrett possibly not doing but James on by. But he's still running third. He's now 4 laps down though, so we might be able to see James Fox currently third in points. Pass him, pick up a couple more points in that championship chase. He should move up to second tonight.
I gotta head out, guys. Good luck.
He's out of here. So. So Brandon Austin Mettler is saying bye Felicia. He's got to go. So that's going to put James Fox guaranteed third. The next Rex out here, but we're coming to 16 laps to go for the young gun. Garrett Fox, I wouldn't really call him a young gun, but he's probably one of the young ones in the field. Fox going at it again, and not quite sure if there's a lot still between these two. Garrett Fox gonna let Brown on through and a crossover. He has a lap, and I'd say a quarter of a lap, a half a lap or so advantage over Brown. And with 15 laps to go, it's gonna require some serious misfortune for Garrett Fox for him to lose this one. So. Counting down the laps. Garrett Fox last one in week 10. It was an extended 100. I'm not quite sure how long it was. It was which I don't know, but was it week 10? Or was it week 9 that you won? It was a double points night. So. I believe it's 150 lap for street stock race. So Garrett Fox can only win when it counts these double points nights. So however, I want to call this one over that. We got 11 laps to go. That's 22 times to the crossover. 22 scary times to the crossover and over Garrett Fox. So. Got a clear crossover in front of him, behind him. Look how much rubber and flies and insects and mosquitoes he's got, and probably it's added oil all over his front bumper there, his nose. So, right in his cockpit cam, kind of a cool view. Some of his fast laps right now. He's up there with his fastest of the race, trying to pull away from Jacob Brown now. Jacob Brown actually not too far off from getting on the lead lap. might be able to get on a new lap, but as for being able to win it, it's going to take some serious luck for him, some serious misfortune for Garrett Fox. Although, he's going to have to start dealing with his dad in the crossover, so it will be interesting to see how this one plays out for sure. As Garrett Fox comes to turn something pretty fast, that's now he's about a second or so off the pace, trying to take it easy. Fox went ahead and let Jacob Brown on through. Going to let him on to lead that. They're coming to 5 to go, but that's also going to allow him not to worry about James Fox's own data in the crossover, because those two seem to just have a giant magnet into each other. There's more Ryan spinning out. Putting more Ryan 27 laps down. He's going to end up in 6th when he currently sits. Fox coming to take 3 to go. 3 into 4 out of 4. On the back straightaway this time by. I'll start doing his dad in the crossover. If I were him, I'd let up. You got an 18-second lead over, an 18-second lead now over Jacob Brown. So it's kind of 19-9 the last time I get Fox did. So he's kind of pushing it, kind of not. Kind of doing what he's got to do. Dad's going on by, probably screaming across the room, Dad, let me go! Dad, I'm going through, don't stop! Or do stop! So, Garrett Fox and his number 85 coming to take the white flag. Coming up on Jacob Brown, actually kind of gaining on him, not too bad though. Garrett Fox going real slow, making sure there's nothing that can take him out in the crossover. Just trying to take it easy. Got nobody behind him. Not really. Going to be some crossover traffic though. Coming out of turn 1 narrowly misses it almost. Garrett Fox going to take home the checkered for the second time season. Let's see. Not quite sure. That was doing too close for comfort, I'm sure. Let's put him more on James Fox into it. So. Jacob Brown bringing it home in second. Garrett Fox is going to burn him down. Ooh, that's Jacob Brown. He's kind of having some fun. James Fox second, bringing it home in third. Scott Trantham in fourth. Brandon Ostermetler in fifth after yeeting out here. Cody Mulryan 6th. Josh Stockton 7th. Garrett Britton 8th.
What'd you say?
Dakota Brew 9th. And Cody Connolly 10th. Britton Mann 11th. And
oh, alright. Thank you. Appreciate it. You too.
Oh. Hey Garrett, can you hear me? Let's see if this works. So I'm going to go ahead and head on out. Thank everybody for coming on out and watching. It's been fun. It's been good. Hope everybody has a good, safe couple of weeks here. Our next race, we're actually going to have, I believe, 2 bye weeks here.
Talk, Brayton. See if I can.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I can.
Alright. So make sure I have a good one, guys. Gonna be a couple weeks though before back at it. I'll post points here shortly. So thank you all for coming on out and have a good one. This has been your host, co-host, league management, league manager, league assistant manager, and promoter, and league owner, and all that guy, and all that good stuff, and announcer, Brayton Astor.